Hello everyone. So for today's video, I wanted to give a behind the scenes look at which is trying to essentially, in a nutshell, train a machine learning model with Nina Simone's music. Try to see if you can generate new music from that. So that's what I'm currently working on, and I want to show how I work on technical projects. Yeah, so let's just get into it. Now, for me personally, technical projects are not just a way to demonstrate my skills and put things on my resume or my GitHub profile, or to show people that, hey, I can do this. They're not essentially that. For me, they're ways for me to experiment with technologies that I might not be familiar with. There are ways for me to try out new things, essentially. So the end goal of all my technical projects is not to have a final product that I can show, like, hey, I built this app, it works. Build this website, it works. I built this, it works, or whatever. It's essentially to be like, okay, I want to build a website. Let me experiment with this. Let me experiment with this. Let me experiment with React. Let me experiment with some HTML5. And it's not to build like a conclusive product in the end. I don't know if that, yeah, but it's to be like experiments with so many things that at the end of the day, when I do encounter real life, like, okay, I've tried this out before, I know how this works, and take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, and put it all together. So that's how I work on technical projects. So in order to work on, I have never worked with audio files, processing, or anything involving audio files, and so that's what I had to do first. So there's a lot of learning in my whole projects, and not just a lot of like implementation. There's a lot of learning for me, and that's why I really enjoy working on projects, technical projects. So in order to do that, the main product, which is Nina, we have to get data. And where was I going to get the data? I realized YouTube was a great resource to get all the data on Nina Simone's that I needed for this project. So I had to learn about a Python module. Again, shout out to Python. One reason why I love Python, there's always a module for anything you want to do. There's PyTube. I know there are other YouTube modules on Python, yeah, but PyTube worked for me. And what I wanted to do was to download playlists as whole, instead of like trying to parse every single Simone video or music on YouTube. I wanted to just, because people have created playlists, I wanted to be able to parse those playlists people have created and then scrape that data. So there's a lot of playlists. This is one example of the playlist, but I used a lot of playlists. Well, and that is what essentially got me to get a lot of these files. They're not a lot, just enough for this project. Always start small and then build up. So I got to work with that, and I got to also explore audio in IPython. I'd never done that before again. So the files were in MP4, and so just try this and play in your Jupyter. And so yeah, kept experimenting and experimenting. I realized that what I wanted to do required more than just scraping music from YouTube. I had to learn about Librosa. This was the first time I ever seen this module, and so a lot of mistakes that happened. I never delete code, especially for my projects, and I think that's one reason I really love Jupyter Notebooks, because I don't have to like comment it. I just not use that particular cell, but I never delete code ever. And it's the simple reason is that I feel like it's part of the process. I'm not looking for like the perfect code. For me, for my projects, I want to be able to see that, okay, I experimented with this and this failed. This is why it failed. And so I never delete code. And so I have a bunch of lines of code which are not very useful, but they're very helpful for me when I'm trying to experiment. So pandas, know that. So I experimented with a lot of modules. You can see movie.py.editor. But then my research led me into realizing that Google had worked on this magnificent product, which is Magenta, which is I think this is the art and music module for TensorFlow. So if you use TensorFlow, you know how to use TensorFlow. This is like the art and music part of TensorFlow, essentially. So I have all these tabs open. Just keep up with learning. I always try to store them as bookmarks whenever I'm done, but before I'm done, I never close tabs. I have lots of tabs working on how to use Magenta and all that. Do a lot of reading, yeah, on that. So all this led me finally to realize that, you know, if I wanted to train a very good model, I cannot do it on my computer, obviously, because I don't have the processing power. I don't even have a GPUs. I don't have GPU. My CPU power is not that strong. So I wanted to at first use Google Cloud, but I was running into so many issues in Google Cloud. I don't know why. I think if there's anyone who could help me, we could, you know, pair program and then help fix it, because I think it's Basil. I was trying to start TensorFlow on my cloud instance and everything was working except Basil. Basil wasn't working for some reason. I tried everything. I've spent days. Basil wasn't working. I don't know. I think the problem is, I don't know what the problem is. I tried so many things. I gave it permissions. I literally followed every tutorial. I've been on GitHub repos on Basil. I've gone through various issues and I've tried everything and still nothing. But I realized that Google also has Colab. So, and their collabs have yeah, this one is here. So this first one, which is like how to get into Magenta. Hello Magenta, which is primary and basic introduction to what Magenta is. And so shout out to Google for doing that. So experimenting with this, installing this, just experimenting with how Magenta works. But one thing I realized was this particular notebook was trying to make sounds from note sequences that you put in, but that's not what I wanted to do, you know. So okay, so you see, these are put into the model. So this is not what I wanted at all. So I kept looking and looking, seeing, okay, this is probably something that has been done. I saw Music Guy, but this is not what I wanted to do. Again, this is how I work on projects. And I saw the performance RNN, which is great. But again, not what I wanted to do. I finally found it. I didn't even know what it was. It was a GAN synth. And GAN is for the Generative Adversarial Network Synth. So what it says here is what it learns to produce individual instrumental notes like in synth data set. The page provided as conditional tribute. The generator learns to use its latent space to represent different instrument timbres. This allows us to synthesize performance from MIDI files by keeping the timbre constant or interpolating between instruments over time. I was like, yes, this is what I was looking for. The process took days, you know. It wasn't like I started experimenting with it, and then days later I finally found out about GANs, which was essentially what I wanted to do. One cell hidden, because you know, doesn't want us to steal the code. But after following the instructions here, installing this, and again, one reason I like using Colab, I don't have to worry about space on my computer. Okay, and here choose a MIDI file. Let's choose. I already have a MIDI file of Nina Simone, so Birds Flying High. Awesome. Says select the number of interpolation, also number of seconds to take in interpolating between each random instrument. Larger numbers will have slower and smoother interpolations. I want it to be, yeah, so we're gonna select a small number and we're gonna run this. Okay, now let's see what it sounds like. more like a DJ, you know, like how a DJ would like mess with a music file. Well, can you hear this? Yeah, so essentially this is what I was hoping to do, and you can download it as a .wav file, and I'm not going to download it right now. Yeah, essentially this is what I was hoping to do, and let's run this and see. Instrument. I'm off randomly. Okay. Yeah. And so now I've realized that if I want to work on this project, I have to realize or focus on how I can apply generative adversarial networks to, or create a model with generative adversarial networks for me not to be able to become something. So here's a behind the scenes of how I'm going to keep working on it. It's not nearly done. That's why I'm going to show you the notebook for this right now. But I'll be posting it on GitHub soon when everything gets done. Hopefully, yeah, I hope someone learned something from how I work on technical projects. Again, if you're trying to create like perfect projects and get a job or put on your resume, this is not how you do it. Probably follow like strict lines. But if you're like me, who likes experimenting with new technology, not just only to, you know, create something that's proud, but to be like, okay, I've tried this a bit, I've tried this. This is how I do mine. So hopefully you learn something from it. So thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.